Hello everyone, welcome to online education of Sir C. R. Reddy College of Engineering. So in the last class we have seen the review on theoretical concepts of hydrothermal schedule means. So what are the topics which are present in this unit? And the second one is we have seen the previous year's theoretical questions, and at the end we have done very simple problems. Now in this class also we will continue the same thing, that is we are going to solve some of the most important problems in the point of your university examinations. So that's why we'll take one or two problems in this class. Then all of you read this problem. Yeah, all of you read this problem. So let's have a look. A two-plant system having a steam plant near the load and a hydropower plant at a remote location means what we can understand from the statement is load is very near to the thermal power plant, or we can say steam power plant, and load is very far to a hydropower plant. That is the meaning of this statement. And the load is 500 megawatts for 16 hours a day and 350 megawatts for 8 hours a day. So means, for example, when you are considering a total day, so we will have 24 hours. And in this problem, we have two combinations. That is 16 hours at the same time 8 hours. In the 16 hours, our load is nothing but 500 megawatts. And in the remaining 8 hours, our load is 350 megawatts. So that is the meaning of this point. And they have given the characteristics, that is C1 and W. C1 is nothing but fuel cost of the thermal power plant, and W is nothing but water discharge for hydropower plant. And one more given data is, this is nothing but a given figure. So in this one, we have two power plants are there. One is thermal power plant and second one is hydropower plant. So already we have know that is a load is very near to the thermal power plant. And the next given data is a loss coefficient. That is B22 is equals to 0.001 megawatt inverse. So here they are giving only B22. Then what about remaining coefficients B11, B12, B21? They're all nothing but zeros, because when the load is very connected to the first power plant, the coefficient 1 becomes 0. Not only coefficient 1 become 0, what are the coefficients which are depends upon the coefficient 1 also become 0. So that's why in this case B11, B12, B21, all these three coefficients become 0. So that's why here they are giving only B22 value. It is nothing but 0.001 megawatt inverse. And the next one is what they're asking. Find the generation schedule and daily water used by the hydropower plant and daily operating cost of the thermal power plant for gamma value is equal to 85.5. So this is nothing but a given problem. So all of you take a moment and read this problem and try to understand this problem. Take a moment and read this problem and try to understand this problem. So what points are present in this problem and what we need to find out? So you must understand while you are studying this problem. So already I told you that once you understand the problem, then automatically you can get 50% of the solution. So no problem if you take 1 or 2 minutes, no problem at all. The first point is you must understand the problem. Then we can think about the solution. So all of you read this problem, then understand the problem. Okay, so once again, I'm going to explain. A two-plant system having a steam power plant near to the load center and hydropower plant at remote location means in this figure, two power plants are there, that is thermal power plant and hydropower plant. load center is near to the thermal power plant and it is far to the hydropower plant, or we can say remote location. And the second statement is here we are taking two loads, that is 500 megawatts and 350 megawatts. This 500 megawatts is present on the system for 16 hours and this 350 megawatts load is present on the system for 8 hours a day. So this is the most important point. And then they have given some characteristics. C1 and W. C1 is nothing but the fuel cost for the thermal power plant and W is nothing but the characteristics of the hydropower plant. So here W is nothing but related to the water. We can say discharge, water discharge. And one more given data is loss coefficients. It is nothing but B22 value is equals to 0.001 megawatt inverse. So why they are giving only B22 value? So already I told you that as the load is very near to the thermal power plant, or we can say as the load is very connected to the first power plant, the coefficient 1 becomes 0. Means B11 at the same time the coefficients which are depends upon the first coefficient is also becomes 0. Means B12 becomes 0 and B21 is also becomes 0. So that's why remaining coefficient is nothing but B22 only. And what they're asking is find the generation schedule. Generation schedule means we need to find out PGT at the same time PGH. That is the meaning of generation schedule. So in this problem, we need to find out first PGT and PGH. So already we have done the same problem in the first problem and second problem. And along with the generation schedule, what they're asking is daily water used by the hydro plant and daily operating cost of the thermal power plant for the given gamma. So how to find out daily water used and similarly how to find out daily operating cost. So we can find these two parameters from the characteristics of thermal power plant and hydro power plant. This C1 is nothing but the characteristics of the thermal power plant. So C1 is called as fuel cost and W is nothing but the characteristics of the hydro power plant. It is nothing but related to the water. So that's why once you find out this PGT and PGH, if you substitute these two values in C1 at the same time W, you will get the values. So this is nothing but the idea of how to get the solution for this problem. Now let's go to try to solve this problem. First write the given data. So what is the given data here? First is characteristics, that is C1, and one more characteristics of the hydropower plant is W. We know gamma value, that is nothing but 85.5, and we know B22 value also, that is 0.001. And one more given data is load is equals to 500 megawatts for 16 hours. And second case is if load is equals to 350 megawatts for 8 hours. Means we need to consider these two cases. Case 1 at the same time case 2. Whatever the problem is there, we need to find out the solution for this problem by considering these two cases. Case 1 is nothing but when the load is equals to 500 megawatts for 16 hours. Similarly, case 2 is nothing but when the load is equals to 350 megawatts for 8 hours. And what we need to find out is, we need to find out first PGT and PGH. What is the meaning of PGT? Power generated by the thermal power plant, and PGH means power generated by the hydro power plant. So once you find out these two, then automatically we can find daily water used by the hydro power plant. So simply if you substitute this PGH in the characteristics of the hydropower plant, then we can get daily water used. Similarly, how to get daily operating cost of the thermal power plant? So once you find out this PGT, we need to substitute this PGT value in operating cost of the thermal power plant, or we can say characteristics of the thermal power plant. Then we can say easily we can get operating cost of the thermal power plant. So this is nothing but a simple procedure, but it is nothing but somewhat lengthy. So that's why the same model is asking for 14 marks directly for your university examinations. So this model is very, very important. And in the last year also, out of 4 sets, they have given the same model in 3 sets for 14 marks, not for 7 marks. They have given the same model for 14 marks. So out of 4 sets, they have given the same model for 3 sets. So that's why try to understand the importance of this model. This is also very simple problem, but a somewhat lengthy one. That's it. Now, try to solve this PZT and PZH. So already we have done in the previous classes. Try to solve this PZT and PZH. So how to solve is by considering the optimality condition, and one more thing is here we know the load value. So here we need to use a power balance equation. So first we'll go for optimality condition. So this is nothing but the coordination equation of the thermal unit. So when you do the derivative with respect to the PZT, it is nothing but incremental fuel cost for the thermal power plant. And similarly, if you consider the hydropower plant, this is nothing but optimality condition for hydropower plant. That is gamma into dW by dPZH into, this is penalty factor for hydropower plant. It is given by 1 minus dou PL by dou PZH, and it must be equals to lambda. But in this case, we don't know the value of lambda. But how to get the solution is just equate this incremental fuel cost with, for the thermal power plant to the incremental fuel cost of the hydropower plant. Then we will get one equation. Similarly, if you want to get one more equation, we have to use a power balance equation. Because in this case, we know the PD value. So once you know the PD value, easily we can form one equation in power balance equation. So finally, we will have two equations and two unknowns. Easily we can find out. Okay, let's see. That's the procedure. So how to find this PL is, PL formula is BHS into PZH square. And it is given by 0.001 into PZH square. Because only in this one, we have only one coefficient because the load is connected to the, very near to the thermal power plant. So that's why this BHS is also called as B22 value. Both are same. B22 and BHS are both are same. Similarly, B11 and BTT are both are same. And we know B22 value. So once you substitute in this one, we will get PL value. And do the differentiation with respect to the PZH, then you will get dou PL by dou PZH value. That is nothing but 0.002 into PZH. And try to substitute this one in this equation. Okay. Then you will get this equation. We know gamma value. We know dW by dPSH value. And just now we have found 1 minus dou PL by dou PSH value. And it is equals to lambda value. And we don't know here lambda value. So that's why I try to equate this equation to this equation. Then we'll get one equation that is like this. Okay, this one. And similarly, along with this, we have one more equation that is power balance equation. So what is the power balance equation? Power generation must be is equals to demand plus loss. And we know here PD value. And we know here PL value. What is the formula for PL? Already we know. That is BHS into PGH square. So that's why I try to form two equations in this case. So first let us try to consider first case. That is nothing but when the load power is equals to 500 megawatts. So in this case, what happens we will see. So when you are taking this optimality condition, try to equate these two. This LT value is nothing but becomes 1 because a load is connected we need to the thermal power plant. So that's why LT value is becomes 1 and we have found each and everything. So that's why equate these two. Forget about your lambda value because we don't know the value of lambda in this case. Equate these two, then you will get one equation. And similarly, expand this equation. Then you will get like this. This is called as first equation. So let us assume this one as first equation. And the second equation is nothing but we can get second equation from the power balance equation. So what is the power balance equation here? Total power generation is equals to demand plus loss. So here PZT plus PZH is nothing but total power generation. And in the first case, what is the PD value here? 500. And what is the loss here? 0.001 into PGH square. So you can rewrite this equation as like this. So this is nothing but power balance equation and we can consider this one as second equation. So finally we have two equations and two unknowns. What are the two unknowns here? PZT at the same time PZH. Then how to get these two unknowns is substitute the second equation in the first equation. When you are considering the first equation, in this case, we'll have two unknowns, that is PZH and PZT. Coming to the second equation, I can write the second equation in terms of PZT that is given by 500 plus 0.001 PZH square minus PZH. When you substitute the second equation and the first equation, then you have all the terms are nothing but PGT value only or PGH value only. So PGH, then automatically you can find PGH value. Now try to substitute the second equation in the first equation. Then tell me first PGH value. Yes, solve this problem and put your answers in our chat box. Substitute the second equation in first equation, then automatically your first equation is consisting of all the terms which are depends upon only PGH value only. Then automatically you can find PGH very easily. Then tell me PGH value. Let's take some time and solve this problem. Substitute the second equation in first equation. Then you can convert this first equation completely in terms of PGH value. So from that you can find PGH value. Tell me that PGH value. So once you find out PGH value, easily you can find out PGT value, because this PGT is depends upon PGH value. Now tell me PGH and PGT. So once you know these two values, easily we can get PL value. Yes, I got some messages. Let's try to solve these problems. Try to solve these problems. Substitute the second equation in the first equation, then you can convert this first equation completely in terms of PGH. Then automatically you can find PGH value. So once you find out PGH value, substitute that PGH value in the second equation, then you will get PGT value. So once you know the PGT value and PGH value, easily we can find PL value from the power balance equation. Let's try to substitute second equation and first equation, then try to solve. This is nothing but a simple expansion. That's it, simple mathematical steps. Nothing is too complex, and it is somewhat a lengthy one. That's it. This is for 14 marks question, not for 7 marks. And repeatedly you will get the same model in your final examinations for 14 marks. See, when you are considering this is nothing but your optimality condition, when you equate these two, that is fuel cost of the thermal power plant and the fuel cost of the hydropower plant, then you will get this equation. And try to expand this equation, that's it. Then you will get this equation, and still you can expand this equation. Then finally you will get this equation, and that is termed as equation 1. So this equation 1 is nothing but related to the optimal condition. Similarly, we can get one more equation from the power balance equation. This is second equation. So from these two equations, we have to find out PGT value and PGH value. So how we can find is, substitute the second equation in first equation, then you can convert this first equation completely in terms of PGH value. Then easily we can find out the value of PGH value. So once you find out PGH value, substitute that PGH value in the second equation, then you will get PGT value. So once you find out PGH and PGT, easily we can calculate PL value. Okay, tell me PGH value, anyone? Yes, I got the response. That is PGH is nothing but around 81.8 megawatts. People is saying that 81.8 megawatts. Then find out PGT value. Yes, all of you try to solve these problems, because this model is very, very important. They are asking for 14 marks directly. Let's find out PGT value also. Yes, PGT value is nothing but around 420 megawatts. So let's see the answers. So when you substitute the second equation and the first equation, then you can convert the first equation completely in terms of PGH. Then easily you can find PGH. And once you find out PGH value, you'll get the PGH value is nothing but around 81.8 megawatts. So once you get this value, substitute this value in the second equation. Then you will get PGT value. That is nothing but 424.8 megawatts. And from this, you can get PL value from the power balance equation. That is nothing but 6.70367 megawatts. So this is nothing but PGH value, PGT value, and PL value. This is only first bit. And that too in the case 1 only. And similarly, we'll consider case 2. What is the case 2 here? When the load power is equal to 350 megawatts. Everything is same. Whatever the optimal condition is there, we will bring the same optimal condition to this case 2 also. But the only difference is we are going to change PD value. In the case 1, we have taken PD value is equal to 500 megawatts. But in this case, we will take PD value is equal to 350 megawatts. That's it. This is the only one difference between the case 1 and case 2. And everything is same. This is nothing but first equation and power balance equation. And the second one is optimal equation. Now, by using these two equations, we need to find out PGT at the same time PGH. Now, substitute this first equation and the second equation. Then you can convert the second equation completely in PGH. Then automatically you can find PGH value. Okay. So when you solve these two equations, then you will get PGH value is equals to 58.58 megawatts. And when you substitute this PGH value in the first equation, we will get PGT value. That is nothing but 294.847 megawatts. Once you know these two values, we can calculate PL value. That is 3.43 megawatts. So this is nothing but a power schedule in the case 1 and in the case 2. In the case 1 means our PD value equals to 500 megawatts. So when we are considering the load power is equals to 500 megawatts, what is the power generated by the thermal power plant and what is the power generated by the hydropower plant? And similarly, we have found what is the amount of power loss. Similarly, in the case 2 means when the power load is equals to 350 megawatts, what is the power generated by the hydropower plant? Similarly, what is the power generated by the thermal power plant? And similarly, at the end, we have found what is the amount of power loss. This is nothing but only first bit, that is finding out the scheduling. Scheduling means we need to find out the values of PGH, PGT. And coming to the second one, we need to find out daily water used and daily operating cost for the thermal power plant. So already I told you that how to find out those two things. First, let us consider daily water used by the hydro plant. For example, what they're asking is daily. Daily means we will have 24 hours. But in this problem, the total 24 hours is dividing into two parts. That is 16 hours and 8 hours. In the first 16 hours, the load is equal to 500 megawatts. And in the second term, means in the 8 hours, the load is equal to 350 megawatts. So we need to consider that point because that point is very, very important for getting this water use at the same time operating cost for the thermal power plant. For example, when you consider the daily water used by the hydro plant, let us consider the characteristics of the hydropower plant. That is nothing but W value. So how to get a daily water used means we need to substitute the PGH in this equation. On what value we need to consider here? PGH, because we are considering our case 1 at the same time case 2. So we have to consider two cases. So how to consider two cases is, in the first 16 hours, the load is equal to 500 megawatts. And in the next 8 hours, the load is equal to 350 megawatts. So in the first 16 hours, what is the value of PGH? Similarly, in the next 8 hours, what is the value of PGH? So we need to substitute those values in the above equation. When you are considering like this, you will get this equation. That is 0.6 into PGH. In the case 1, what is the value of PGH? In the case 1, PGH value is 81.8 megawatts. Similarly, plus 0.00283 into PGH value in the first case is 81.876. That is, when we are considering load is equals to 500 megawatts. This 500 megawatt is present for how many hours? 16 hours. So that's why we need to multiply with 16 plus we need to consider a second term. Second term means in the 8 hours. Same equation, but we need to change PGH value. Because when we are considering the case 2, that is, when the load power is equals to 350 megawatts, what is the value of PGH? So in that, our PGH value is nothing but 58.586. Substitute that one and convert from second to hours. That is nothing but into multiplication of 3600. Then you will get finally how much water is used by the hydropower plant within a day. So finally, so when you calculate this equation, finally you will get 5.2 into 10 power 6 meter cube. So this is nothing but final answer for daily water used by the hydropower plant. And similarly, we can calculate daily operating cost of the thermal power plant. Same procedure. Here also we need to consider two cases. In the case 1, that is when the load power is equals to 500 megawatts, what is the value of thermal power plant generation? In the case 2, that is when the load power is equals to 350 megawatts, what is the power generation by the thermal power plant? So let us consider the characteristics of the thermal power plant C1 and how to consider daily operating cost means case 1 plus case 2, that is 500 megawatts plus 350 megawatts. When you are considering 500 megawatts, the PGT value is nothing but 424.8 megawatts. So when you are considering case 1, the power generation by the thermal power plant is nothing but 424.8 megawatts. Try to substitute here into 16. Why we are considering here 16? This 500 megawatt is nothing but case 1. It is present on the system for 16 hours plus case 2. Case 2 is nothing but when the load power is equals to 350 megawatts for 8 hours. So that's why in the case 2, the power scheduled by the thermal is 294.85. Again, substitute that power in the above equation in this one and multiply with 8. Then you will get a final operating cost of the thermal power plant. So when you try to get this equation, finally you will get the cost is nothing but 6,83,589 rupees per day. This is nothing but the amount we are going to spend per day in order to generate 424.8 megawatts for 16 hours. Similarly, in order to generate 294.85 megawatts for 8 hours. This is nothing but the complete solution of this model. So this is repeatedly they are asking for 14 marks. Nothing is there in this problem. Nothing is too complex. But the thing is, it takes some time. That's it. It has more calculations. Very, very easy procedure. Easily you will get 14 marks. In the last year also already I told you that out of 4 sets, they have given the same model for 14 marks. Directly, they have given for 14 marks. So this is the complete solution for this problem. And let us try to take the same model. So all of you read this problem. All of you read this problem. You need to solve this problem because already I have solved one problem. That is nothing but third problem. This is also somewhat similar to your third problem only. So take a moment and all of you read this problem. So let's see this problem. A two-plant system that has a hydro power plant which is near to the load center and steam power plant at a remote location. Means in this case also we have two power plants are there. That is one is thermal power plant and the second one is hydro power plant. But in this case, the load is very near to the hydro power plant. In the third problem, what we have seen is the load is very near to the thermal power plant. But in this case, the load is very near to the hydro power plant. Everything is same except only a small difference. And the second statement is the load is 400 megawatts for 14 hours a day and 200 megawatts for 10 hours a day. So this is nothing but case 1. Case 1 means PD value is equals to 400 megawatts for 14 hours and case 2 is nothing but PD value is equals to 200 megawatts for 10 hours. Okay. So this is the most important case 1 and case 2. And they have given some characteristics that is C1 and W2. C1 is nothing but the fuel cost for the thermal power plant and WT is nothing but the water characteristics for the hydro power plant. And in this one, they have given B11 value. So why they have given B11 value? What about your remaining coefficients B22, B21 and B12? They all become 0 because your load is connected very near to the hydro power plant. This is first power plant and this is second power plant. As the load is very near to the second power plant, the second term coefficients become 0. Means B22 value, B21 value and B12 value, these three terms become 0. And the remaining coefficient is nothing but only B11 value, that is 0.001 megawatt inverse. And what they're asking is, find the generation schedule. Means we need to find out PGT and PGH. How much power generated by the thermal power plant in the case 1. Similarly, how much power is generated by the hydro power plant in the case 1 and similarly in the case 2. That is nothing but a generation schedule. And along with this point, what we need to find out is daily water used by the hydro power plant and daily operating cost of the thermal power plant for a given gamma value. So here gamma value is equals to 77.5. So first we need to find out the power generations by the thermal power plant and hydro power plant in the case 1 and in the case 2. Case 1 means when the load demand is equals to 400 megawatts and case 2 is when the load demand is equals to 200 megawatts. After that, we need to find out daily water used, means how much water is used by the hydropower plant in order to generate this much of power. Similarly, we need to find out daily operating cost. So what it represents means in order to generate this PGH value to satisfy our load in the case 1 and case 2, how much cost we are going to spend for our thermal power plant. That is the meaning of daily water use and daily operating cost for the given value of gamma. So already I told you that what is the meaning of gamma and what is the significance of gamma, because they may ask for 2 marks. What is the value of gamma and what is the significance of gamma? So everything is same, only one difference. Then try to solve this problem. The first step is first find out PGT and PGH by considering the case 1 and case 2. Then after that, take water equation. So in that one, consider case 1 and case 2. Substitute this PGH. Then automatically you will get daily water used. Similarly, consider this C1 value. Substitute this PGT value in the case 1 and case 2. Then you will get daily operating cost for the thermal power plant. Let's try to solve this problem in this class itself and put your answers in our chat box. And this problem is also for 14 marks. So directly you will get 14 marks. When you know the minimum formulas, very basic formulas, when you know the basic procedure, how to solve this problem, then automatically you will get 14 marks within a short time. Try to solve this problem and put your answers in our chat box. So let's go for a solution, that is first write the given data. So what is the given data here? Characteristic equation for the thermal power plant and hydropower plant. And the next one is gamma value and B11 value. And the next one is load. So in the case 1, load is equals to 400 megawatts for 14 hours. Similarly, in the case 2, the load is equals to 200 megawatts for 10 hours. And for this case, we need to find out PZT and PZH. First find out these two, in the case 1 and case 2. Then find out daily water used by the hydropower plant combinedly for case 1 and case 2. Similarly, find out daily operating cost for the thermal power plant combinedly for case 1 and case 2. So for this one, again, we need to use two equations. So how we can get the two equations? The first one is nothing but from the optimality condition, and the second one is nothing but from the power balance equation. Because we need to find out here two unknowns. In order to find out two unknowns, we must have two equations. One equation we can get from the optimality condition, and one more equation we can get from the power balance equation. And by the usage of those two equations, we can calculate PZT and PZH value. Let's see for optimality condition. This is nothing but optimality condition when we are considering two power plants, that is thermal and hydro. And in this case, your LH value is nothing but 1 because the load is connected very near to the hydropower plant. So that's why in this case, LH value is equals to 1. And in this case also, we don't know the value of lambda. So that's why we equate these two. Incremental fuel cost of the thermal power plant and similarly incremental fuel cost of the hydropower plant. Then we will get one equation. So then how to get dou PL by dou PZT is nothing but very much familiar procedure for us. So that's why I'm not going to spend too much time for this one. And let's go for case 1. Case 1 is when PD value is equals to 400 megawatts. So in this case, how to write the power balance equation? So we know the power balance equation, that is power generation is equals to demand plus loss. Here PD value is equals to 400 megawatts in the first case. And we know what is the formula for PL. PL is nothing but 0.001 PZT square. And substitute PD value and PL value, then we will get one equation, that is first equation. Similarly, from the optimality condition, we can get one more equation. This is nothing but one more equation. Second equation. Then how to get PZT and PZH means substitute first equation in the second equation. Then you can convert your second equation completely in terms of one of the parameter. Then automatically you can get the values. So that is nothing but third equation. When you solve this third equation, you will get the solutions for PZT and PZH. That is nothing but, first you will get PZT value 55.4 megawatts, and from this you can calculate PZH value, and from this you can calculate PL value. This is nothing but case 1. Similarly, we'll go for case 2, that is when the load is equal to 200 megawatts. The same procedure will follow here. There will be no change in the optimality condition. Only change is nothing but power balance equation. So instead of taking 400 megawatts, here we will take 200 megawatts. Everything is same. So that's why we can change our power balance equation as like this. This is nothing but first equation, and the second equation is nothing but as usual, that is optimality condition. Substitute your first equation in the second equation, then you can convert your second equation completely in PZT. Then find out PZT value. Then you will get 31.57 megawatts. And from this, you will get PZH value, that is 169.421 megawatts. So from this, you can calculate PL value, that is 0.99 megawatts. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time because this is nothing but very much familiar to us. Whatever the procedure we are going to follow in this one, already we have done so many problems in the first unit, and we have done almost 4 to 5 problems in this unit also. Okay, so like this, we can calculate PZH and PZT when we are considering two different cases, that is case 1 and case 2. Then finally, how we can find out daily operating cost of the thermal power plant. So in order to find out this equation, we need to consider C1 value. That is given by 150 plus 60 PZT plus 0.1 PZT square, where PZT is nothing but power generated by the thermal power plant. So in this one, we need to consider both the cases, case 1 and case 2. So in the case 1, what is the value of PGT? Similarly, in the case 2, what is the value of PGT? So your case 1 is nothing but when the load is equals to 400 megawatts for 14 hours. Case 2 is nothing but when the load is equals to 200 megawatts for 10 hours. So we need to substitute our PGT values in the case 1 and case 2. So finally you will get like this. In the case 1, what is the PGT value? 55.4. So how much time it is there? For 14 hours. Plus, this is nothing but case 2. In the case 2, what is the value of PGT? That is 31.57. How much time it is there? For 10 hours. So like this, you can calculate daily operating cost of the thermal power plant. So once, if you calculate this value, you will get finally 74,374 rupees per day. Means in order to generate 55.4 megawatts by the thermal power plant for 14 hours. Similarly, in order to generate 31.575 megawatts for 10 hours, how much cost we need to spend here? This is 74,374 rupees for thermal power plant. Similarly, second case is how to get operating cost of the hydropower plant. So operating cost means here in terms of water. How much water we need to use here. Similarly, the same procedure when you substitute the corresponding values of the PGH in the case 1 and case 2, then you will get how much water we can use. That is nothing but 21.2 into 10 power 6 meter cube. So in order to generate 347.66 megawatts by the hydropower plant for 14 hours. Similarly, in order to generate 169.421 megawatts for 10 hours, we need to spend or we need to use this much of water. That is nothing but observation from this problem. So this is nothing but a complete solution of this model. And you need to practice more and more because I'm going to place these PPTs in your WhatsApp group. Please again refer these PPTs because this problem is very, very important. Directly, you can get 14 marks. Okay. So with this, I will conclude today's lesson. Thank you very much.